Hi there, it's David here. This next lecture is going to be in the subject of psychology. How many sociologists does it take to change the light bulb? No idea. I'm not an electrician. So what's the difference between a psychologist and a psychiatrist? About £80,000 a year. It's worth remembering that a neurotic builds castles in the air. A psychotic lives in them. And a psychiatrist charges the rent. What's the difference between sociology, philosophy, psychology, and that type of thing? They all overlap. One type of commonalities are about human beings. Psychology is about individuals and their behaviour. Important in that it's about individual people and the differences between them. Personality. Sociology is about how people behave in a group, in a large group. What can we say and what can we learn and what can we predict about people in society, acting not so much as individuals but as in terms of as a whole group. That's sociology. Philosophy is about the understanding, the thinking process. Philosophy is not like science. Science is evidence-based, where you actually measure things and then repeat experiments, whereas philosophy is about arguments over, and when I say argument, I mean taking a stance or a viewpoint, not punching somebody. So philosophy is about making your point using reason and logic and language. You don't actually produce evidence. You do thought experiments. So now we're going to be into psychology here. So this subject is about aging. And this is not a city in China. So I'll repronounce it. Aging. I will change the intonation. Aging. Getting old. It's a one-way ticket, isn't it? So, it's been suggested that we spend about a quarter or a third of our life growing up. And then the rest of it, the 2/3 or 3/4, we spend growing old. Adult aging is a complex process involving social, cognitive and biological changes. By the time we're in our 20s, we're already expressing and loss of brain cells. And I can vouch for this because I can't afford to lose any more. And when you start losing them at that age, including losing my hair, that wasn't very funny. So this process will accelerate as time goes on. However, many people now live well past the age of 70, even 80, even 90. Majority of today's college students will probably live to be 80 or 90. But what effect does growing old have on our cognitive process, cognitive and our social relationships? This is psychology. In terms of our relationships with others, one view is that as we grow older, people become more concerned with enjoying the present and are less likely to invest time and effort on developing new friendships. Existing relationships with partners, close friends and family will tend to grow stronger and become more valued. Changes are evident in the workplace as well, with older workers enjoying work more than younger workers. It is likely that this reflects older workers' emphasis on positive aspects of the present and a relative lack of concern about future career progression. I was never really a career type of person, not ambitious, never have been ambitious, and I tend to think I don't really have an ego as such it needs fed. I think everyone's got some type of ego, but I really don't think I have a big ego, but that's me making a judgment on myself, which is not an easy thing to do. Many modern societies force people to retire at an arbitrary age, for example, about 67 these days. However, it's been suggested that society should focus on individuals' actual capacities and abilities, their functional age rather than their chronological age. I mean, some young people couldn't find their way out of a wet paper bag, and some old geezers, they could do quite a few rounds with Muhammad Ali and survive. There's some evidence that this view is held in the political arena, where older people can make a significant impact and hold influential positions, working for Walmart, something like that, stacking shelves. For example, Nelson Mandela became president of South Africa at the age of 75. I don't know what age Mr. Trump is or Mr. Biden, but they seem to me to be, they're no spring chickens, they're getting on a bit. Not everybody experiences later life in the same way, since personality, physical factors, and financial factors can all play a significant role in the way that people adjust as they get older. The old adage, use it or lose it, seems to apply to cognitive as well as physical abilities. So, that's me touching an individual type of study about growing old, and that's what psychology is about. It's about looking at specifics. Sociology is about how a society works in general, and philosophy is about fancy ideas and thought experiments, trying to understand what it is even to understand. If you have something like a branch of philosophy is called epistemology, and that doesn't mean getting wrecked down the pub what it means is how do we know what we know? Where do we get our information from? And your belief systems are based on information. So whoever controls that information controls your belief system, controls your mind, because you base all your ideas on what you're being told, what you're given. If you're not given something, then you're in the dark. And if you're a mushroom, you're being fed with, something which is not very nice. So that's today's lecture. I'm winding it up now, and I'll be speaking to you quite soon. Bye-bye.